been a while. I guess I've been too depressed, which is quite on theme for an Evangelion YouTube channel. But I've been too depressed to make videos, but not too depressed to spend copious amounts of money on Evangelion stuff. So, to get back into the swing of things, I'm just gonna do a bit of a collection update, and we'll move from there. Anything I get past this point, I might do videos on. And if you want a video on anything specifically that I show in this video, where I look at it in more depth, let me know. But I guess I probably should have opened this first, but it is terrifying because everything's so delicate. Oh, Asuka's fallen over. I'll put her back up when I get to it. So this top shelf is 3 Japanese PS2 games. This big box one here is Iron Maiden 2. I'd love to play these, but obviously I can't speak Japanese. So ones like this one, oh my god, I've just kicked the shelf. Please, nothing fall over. That would be such a pain. This is a big box version of Iron Maiden 2. It's like a visual novel dating sim type thing. So if I wanted to play that, I would just be like looking at a PowerPoint slide. So maybe there's an English translation out there, but I want an English translation that I can play on a PS2. This one is something that it came out at the same time as the first Rebuild film, I think. But I don't really know what the gameplay is like. And I've not really seen anyone talk about this one. So it might be terrible, it might be good. But it's got Masato on the cover, so that means it's gotta be good. And this is a big box version of, I think this is Detective Evangelion? Which I don't really know what's going on with that. Either Iron Maiden 2 or Detective Evangelion comes with like loads of postcards and like a little book and stuff. If you want me to look at these PS2 games, I will, but let me know. But yeah, this, I don't know if it's related to the Shinji Ikari Detective Diaries manga series. I don't actually know, but it's got quite nice box art. I like anything that's not rebuild art, which is like, I feel like, I don't know. It's like I'm biased in some kind of way towards the original series. So yeah, anything that's got like the original plug suits and not like the sort of weird shiny sort of rebuild design, I always prefer that. But also on this shelf is the real grade Bandai model kits of Unit 1 and Unit 2. These are so much fun to build. They take, like, they're a lot more in-depth than the model kits that I showed on this channel before of the Unit Zeros. But they don't require painting, which I think is where I went wrong when I was building those. So you've got lots of little details on them. As you can see, I did the Unit 1 first, and he doesn't have a left kneecap because I messed up and I cut it out of the runner. I could glue it on. I have it. I've put the decals on it and stuff, and I probably will put it on. But right now, he just has no knee. And I was like, okay, I'm going to take a note of that. I'm going to not do that on any of these future real grade model kits. And then I built Unit 2, and I've done the exact same thing. And I've got a Unit 0 real grade coming. And I'm definitely not going to do it that time. But I can't believe I did that twice. There's lots of nice details on these. It's hard to get it to focus because it's glass and it wants to focus on the book behind on the shelf below. There we go. You can use the umbilical cords, umbilical cords, as stands for them. It's like a bendy wire. Now, I don't dare touch either of these because they are so, not delicate, but they're very hard to get standing. So I'm not gonna mess with them. But they're very, very poseable. You can get them in any pose you want, really. The shoulder pads on Unit 1 slide down, like, that's the best I can demonstrate it without touching it. And it has like the knife in there. I've got him holding his one. He comes with two outside knives and 2 shoulder knives, and a gun. They both come with the same gun, but I've not got either of them displayed with it. They're both in the boxes. I might display the Unit 0 holding that gun. But yeah, they're both really cool. And here's Unit 2. She has this one, which this flips up. It's so hard to do anything without touching them, but they're so hard to get into these poses that I really don't want to mess with them. Yeah, no knee, but I'm gonna fix the knees for the next time you see these. Yeah, I love these models, so nice. I love these models, so nice. Right. I think with the Unit 2, you can add paint to the head to make it more accurate, but there's like all these tiny little details you got to put on. And I didn't bother with any paint because I think they look fine the way they are. I think they're fantastic models. But on the next shelf down, there she is. She fell over. Okay, let's put her back up. Easy. Oh, there. Right. She stands like this usually, but here's Asuka, the Nendoroid. I did a video on this if you want to watch that one. I have it displayed looking happy because I've got a Rey Nendoroid on the way. Because I was looking for one that was also wearing the school uniform like Asuka, and I want to get Shinji as well. But we also have this Kaoru, which is really nice. Comes with a lot less accessories than the Asuka, but he does come with like a stand where he can sit, and I think the Shinji comes with a stand like this one, or he just slots onto the same one as Kaoru, and they can like sit back to back and listen to the music, like in Rebuild 3. Really cool. These are technically rebuilds, but they just look exactly like the original series ones, which is why I have them. This art book in the back is, I think it's 2007 to 2017 collected works. It's like promo art and stuff. There's lots of really cool stuff in there. That's a really good art book. It's massive. It literally doesn't fit on my bookshelf, so I've had to display it. I probably would have displayed it anyway, but it's so nice. There's so many good things in there. Even if it is like rebuild stuff, which isn't really my thing. It doesn't really matter because it's just like, obviously you've got the addition of Mari, who I don't even hate Mari. I'm alright with Mari. I might get her, I think it's Unit 5 is hers. I might get the real grade Unit 5. Although I don't think I'd display it up there because that's my original lads. They're not lads. This PS2 game here is Secret of Evangelion. Don't really know what's going on with this one. I don't know which unit that's meant to be in the background. It might be an original one. It doesn't really look like any of the existing units at this point. And it's not rebuild stuff, so I really don't know what's going on there. But I've got Kaji and Misato. It just looks really cool art. I just love these games so much. Like, I've not played any of them. So I don't have a Japanese PS2. I might get one, but these are going to be so text heavy that I'm not really going to get very far in them. The PS2 game we have here is Neon Genesis Evangelion 2. It's like a sequel series. And this one's really cool art. Of the 3 main units, the blue second version of Unit 0, got Gendo in the background, and Shinji, Rei, and Asuka in the front. Just really nice artwork all around. And I have played this, because the Nintendo DS is not region locked. So I've played this DS Pachinko game based on, I think, the 3rd rebuild film? I think. This is the 4th in this series of Pachinko games. I don't know if they're all Eva. There might be a few, like, other anime ones. I don't know how to play it. I am so confused. Sometimes I get things to happen, and it plays, like, really cool cutscenes and music and sound effects, and it's really nice. but I don't really know how to reliably make any of that happen. So I just sort of watch it and I go, wow, I'd love to know how I did that. But I don't have a clue how I did that. I wish Asuka stood up. She does. She stands like that. Oh, it looks great. Look at that. That's how it's meant to be. Lovely shelf. I'll fix her after the video, because I can't be bothered to put the stand in with one hand. The Kaoru comes with this down here, this AT field, which I can hold that because that's like not delicate at all, which is really nice. You could put it in, you're meant to put it in front of him, but you can't see him, which is not great for a display. So I just sort of put it down here on its own. I've got an Asuka prize figure coming that I'm going to put here, and the AT field will be behind that. So it's just sort of like a backdrop, but behind the AT field is this another incredible book, the TV Animation Production Art Collection, which is a very in-depth book of just concept art from the original series. It is fantastic. If you've not read this, you have to read it. There's not a lot of words in it. It's all just like character designs, Ava designs, landscapes. There's so much. It's actually amazing. I don't think there's any rebuild stuff in there either. I felt it sounds like I hate the rebuilds. I don't. They're just not really for me. I'm really excited for the fourth one though. That's coming to Amazon Prime. Quite excited to watch that because I just feel like, yeah, the third one ended in a really interesting way. It's a really cool concept, but I like it as like a supplement to the original. And if it replaced the original, which it doesn't, which is what makes it fine, and I'm okay with it, and I like it, but if it replaced the original, if the original never existed and it was just the rebuilds, I don't think I'd be quite into Ava as much. But here are these two Unit 0 models from that video I did. They're just sort of chilling down here because they don't look that great. Like these are the, I think these are the first Avas that Bandai produced, like this limited model series. They do all sorts. You can get like angels and stuff as well. I'm just not really big on painting models because as you can tell from how I'm holding the camera, I'm very shaky. So I'm not too good with really fine painting, as you can tell from the mess that these things are. But from a distance, and if you're tall like me, that's me, hello. If you're tall like me, you'll be looking down at these things. And they look alright, because you can't get close enough to see the sloppy paint job. Which sounds like some kind of bizarre sex act. But I will not go into that. So, this is the stuff in the cabinet, which is coming along. Oh my god. Right, okay, up here, that is what made that noise. It's like a, I don't know, makes your room smell nice. That's a can of beer. Ignore that. There's the Nendoroid boxes for Kaoru and Asuka, the Real Grade Unit 2, and the Real Grade Unit 1. And while I'm here, because it's the last Ava thing over here, I have 3.33 on Blu-ray. I also have 1.11 and 2.22 on their way, but they're not here yet. They're also really rare. They're really quite expensive Blu-rays, but I've secured them. I don't have to think about getting them ever again, because it's such a pain in just my entire body having to think about that. But yeah, we'll move over to the books and DVDs, and we'll take a look at those. Well, I wanted to do this bit on the tripod, so you don't have to deal with me shaking the camera everywhere. But trying to set it up, I snapped it. So I'm gonna have to try and fix that. So you're gonna have to deal with my shaky hands again. But quickly, before we move on to the shelf, oh my god, is that gonna fit? I have the Evangelion Finally vinyl, which is a really nice, I think it's 2LP? Yeah. It's got Cruel Angel's Thesis and Kamsutra Tob, which is enough for me, but it also has various versions of Fly Me to the Moon and some Ray versions of songs. I have the pink and black variant. Really nice, sounds great. I hope they do the End of Evangelion soundtrack as well. I think they have the license to all of Eva, so that'd be fantastic. But for now, we're going to take a look at these. So this is the original Sadamoto run of Eva, but collected in volumes of 3. It's a 3-in-1 omnibus set. These are really nice. Obviously, the first 3 are themed after Unit 1, 0, and 2. You've got Sakiel down there, some other angels, Lilith, and then Awakened Unit 1. These 3 are readily available in the UK. These 2 not so much. This one was like quite expensive. I think it's gone out of print again now, but keep an eye on like everywhere for if you're looking for these, because they do come in and out of stock all the time. This one, you couldn't find it anywhere. Like, you couldn't even get it for like, this one was available for stupid prices, and I paid a stupid price for it. This one you couldn't get at all. This final volume, it was nowhere. Like, you couldn't pay a ridiculous price to get it. You just couldn't get it. But I think it's back in print because it just came up on Amazon one day. I was just like, oh, well, I guess I'll just check that. And then it was there, and I was like, oh my god, okay. It was the same for the Blu-ray of the first rebuild. It's like, it's out of print, it's hundreds of pounds, you're not getting it anywhere. Just checked Amazon, like, oh, it's never here. I'll just check it real quick. And it was on there, and it was like £30. I was like, oh, all right, okay, I'll get that. This one is on Amazon now for retail price in the UK. So if you need it, get it now. This whole set, I think, is readily available in the UK. But it goes in and out of print so much that if you want it, then if you can get it for retail, definitely do it. This is a really good series. It's like a retelling of the original anime, and the ending deviates and it plays with your expectations like on purpose, where like you'll expect something to happen and then something else happens. I'll put a spoiler warning. Skip to this time if you don't want spoilers for the end of this manga series. But like, for example, there is a bit where, you know, in End of Eva, when the Japan Special Forces soldier is gonna shoot. Oh my god, the soldier will shoot Shinji in the head. That is a hard sentence. And then Misato saves him, and she says, you know, nothing personal, and it's cool. And then the last panel before you turn the page is the soldier holding the gun to Shinji's head like that, and he says, you know, nothing personal, kid. You turn the page, you're expecting Misato to save him, and it's Gendo that saves him. And it's like, it does all sorts of things where it's like, you didn't expect it if you're familiar with the anime series. It's really cool. The art is fantastic. It's written really well. The translation is really good as well. Yeah, and these big versions, you get to appreciate the art even more. It has like some color pages. It looks incredible. That's a great, great series. Anima is, I think it's written by the designer of the Evas. What's his name? Yamashita. Yeah. He is the original designer of the, I guess just all of the mechs in the, this is so hard to get back in. The mechs in the original series. Maybe he did the angels as well, I'm not actually sure. But yeah, he always had like some crazy ideas for the series that Hideaki Anno just told him not to use. But he's continuing from, I guess it's an alternate universe, but he's continuing from the original series. It's like set 2 or 5 years after. And like, obviously End of Eva and instrumentality doesn't happen. It'd be quite hard to follow on from that. But yeah, it's like, it's a novel. It's not a manga, it's novel. And the final English volume is coming out quite soon. I think next month. So that'll look nice. I've not read them yet. I've read everything else. I've just not read anime yet. But I'm looking forward to it. Angelic Days is, I think, the first, like, these were like from 2003. I only have 2 volumes. This is so hard to get hold of in English. Volume 1 and 2 are readily available. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Ridiculous pricing. It's absolutely insane. But this was like the first manga adaptation of Eva that was like set in like an idyllic universe. It's like one of the universes that could have been that Shinji gets shown during Instrumentality, where like Rei is happy. And, I mean, that's all we want, really, isn't it? We want our girl Rei to be happy. The art style is quite strange, but I think it's quite cool. I would recommend I've read these 2, but obviously I've not finished it. It's just so hard to finish this set. But I will do it because that's one of the only things I need now. Like, I've almost got everything else. The only other thing I'm missing the final 4 volumes of this and the 2 volumes of the Shinji Ikari Detective Diary. The first one you can get anywhere, second one, can't find it. I don't understand how these things keep going out of print. Like, why is there just no readily available Evangelion stuff? This series is huge. But anyway, we have this, which I think sucks. No offense if you like it, but Legend of the Pico Pico Middle School Students is like a gaming sort of adaptation. It's terrible. Why Dark Horse decided to translate and publish these. They didn't finish it. There's more volumes in this. They just never finished it. God, I don't know. But they're there for collection's sake. This is fine. These 2. So, Tony Takazaki's Neon Genesis Evangelion and the Evangelion comic tribute are both like officially licensed parodies of Eva. And they're both quite good. I'm quite happy with both of these. I mean, they're mostly very perverted. I think that's sort of Tony Takazaki's thing. It's like perverted comedy. So if you look past the fact that they're 14, which is quite hard to do, but if you take it at face value, it's like this. It's quite funny. It's non-canon, obviously. Not that there's an Eva canon, because that would just be a mess. But yeah, I recommend those. This one's quite hard to find. This one you can get on Amazon for like £8. So if you want to read like a officially licensed parody, that's quite a good one. This one's better. It's like a range of different creators making like their own short version, and I think it's really good. Quite hard to find though, but if you can get your hands on it, that's a really good one. This one, Campus Apocalypse, not for me. I don't think it's that bad, just I don't really like the art, and I think the story's a bit like... It sort of reminds me of Devil May Cry, and it's like, what if Eva was a standard anime? With annoying protagonists and mysterious characters that aren't very interesting. It's like Eva without any of the charm of Eva. But you might like it. But it's just not for me. This is the omnibus version, obviously. It's 4 volumes. I can't find the individual volumes, so I opted to get the omnibus. And, I mean, it looks nice, but it's not my thing. What is my thing, believe it or not, is the Shinji Ikari Raising Project, which is 18 volumes of my characters that I love being happy. They're not depressed. They're having fun. They're dating each other. They're getting up. It turns into filth, by the way. I think, like, by this point, it starts off as, like, a, romantic comedy, like the bit in episode 26, where she's got the toast in her mouth, and she's running down the road, and she's late. It's like that sort of thing. And Masato's the teacher, and, whoa, crazy. And this point, it gets, like, here, and there's, like, a beach episode, and then, like, they got their nipples out. And you're like, well, hang on, when did this happen? What the hell? It's just officially licensed Eva hentai. But it's just nice to see these characters not wanting to kill themselves, or not being so depressed that they can't move. It's a fun series. I think it's quite, for the most part, quite tasteful. I don't know how easily obtainable it is, but I think this is the best. Dark Horse have made some weird decisions on which Eva series they want to publish. Like, they didn't publish the Sadamoto one. Viz have done that. And then the light novels have been published by Seven Seas. And then this is like... These are from ADV, I think, who have they had the DVD license for Eva, and they published Angelic Days. And then later on, Dark Horse got the license. They did this terrible series, 2 parodies, this okay series, another odd series in the Shinji Ikari Detective Diaries, which I don't have, and then this is the obvious one. This is the Shinji Ikari Raising Project. That's the one that they should have just gone with. Maybe gone with something else a bit more interesting, because a lot of that's terrible. But yeah, this is the best Dark Horse published Eva thing. I think they still have the manga license. They're just not really doing anything with it. It's like there's so many different Evangelion things out there that they could be putting out, and they're just not. Oh, it's quite frustrating, really. It's the same way that up until this year, like, the Eva license has just been sat doing nothing. Where they're not publishing Blu-rays, they're not publishing DVDs. It's like, why? Just give us a Blu-ray set. Oh my god. It's just so, like, annoying to have something that is so dear to my heart sort of wasting away in the hands of license holders that don't know what they have. They should do more like this. I think it's been years since Dark Horse have published anything Evangelion. But yeah, we'll move on to the DVDs here. So these are ADV, I think. No, these are Manga. Manga had the license for the DVDs. And this is a nice set. I had to get it pre-owned. A lot of this is pre-owned. But this is the Perfect Collection. You can get the Platinum Collection, which comes in a big platinum case, and I think it has the director's cuts. Although I think this has the director's cuts too. I watched Eva in English for the first time on this set. I'd never seen the original English dub. And I think it's fine, really. It's not that bad. I think some characters sound a bit... Shinji, Spike Spencer, bless him. It's probably not who I'd have gone with for Shinji. And Kensuke, my god, what the fuck were they thinking? That Kensuke voice, again, no offense to the actor, but that's such miscasting. But Asuka, Tiffany Grant as Asuka is fantastic casting. Misato is perfect casting, in my opinion. That's excellent casting. Gendo's a bit off, but Rei's good too. I think for the most part, it's quite good casting in the original English dub. I've not heard the Netflix one. The Netflix translation. Translation is more of an art form than people seem to think it is. Like, people think that there's one way to translate things, and there's not. You can translate things in as many different ways as you think possible. And this is just one interpretation of the original Japanese version. But this is the translation that I like. The Eva translation on Netflix is, I think, a bit wrong. Just, in my opinion. Again, we grew up with this one. That's the one we like. But I think the implication of love between Kaoru and Shinji in this one, it's more in your face. I think that's what it needs to be. I don't think there should be any doubt in your mind that they are in love. I think it makes it so clear in the original. Like, in the original Japanese, you can tell that they are definitely in love. You can tell in End of Eva, especially by how Kaoru affects Shinji in End of Eva, and how Shinji acts in End of Eva because of Kaoru. It's definite love. So saying that, instead of saying, it means I love you, Kaoru saying, it means you're worthy of my praise or whatever he says. Like, that's, I don't know. I think that takes away from it a bit, to me. But that's a tangent. We have Death and Rebirth. Speaking of Kaoru, there he is. I don't know why this is the cover. I think the Death and Rebirth cover, there's a poster inside of here that you fold out, and it has, like, that's the Death and Rebirth art to me. This is, like, a part of that art. It looks very strange. But yeah, Death and Rebirth, it has Death, which is a good recap. It's more than just a recap, in my opinion. I think it's quite an essential part of any watching. If you skip from episode 26 of the anime and straight into End of Eva, I think you're missing out on a great deal. I think you should probably watch Death first. Rebirth. I have seen people say you have to watch Death and Rebirth and then End of Eva. But you're watching the first half of End of Eva twice then. I don't understand that. I wouldn't do that. I think you can watch Death and then, because Rebirth is on a separate disc, just move straight to End of Evangelion. Speaking of End of Evangelion, there it is. That incredible art, which I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it is like, it's a square image, as you can see from how the shadow cuts off there and how the sky fades into just black. It's a square image that was used for the Japanese Laserdisc version of End of Eva, which then Manga changed to be tall. And then every poster you see of Evangelion is this art stretched to be A4. That's quite funny. But it does look great, and I'm just jealous. I wish I had a poster like that, because it looks fantastic. End of Eva, what can I say about End of Eva other than one of the greatest, probably my favorite film ever. Obviously, Eva is my favorite thing ever, so naturally End of Evangelion is going to be my favorite film ever, but it's so horrible and touching and affecting and beautiful and painful. The one thing that annoys me about these, why are they not in line? Look how easy it would be to have these be in line, and they're just not. Infuriating. But anyway, that is the manga and DVDs, and we looked at the record, and we looked at the figures, and the model kits, and the games, and books. We looked at everything that I have. I have nothing else to show you, but I think I'm not going to be in a Shinji-like state where I can't do anything anymore. I'm going to make videos as I get new things now. We'll grow this channel, me and you, my dear viewer. But if I do ever stop uploading again, in the meantime, I do have a recommendation, is that if you want just chill anime videos, and again, this is going to sound weird to people, I'm not really that into anime. Eva is it, and, you know, that's strange to people. It's strange to me. But Animbe, I'll put a link to her channel in the description. She does just really chill, nice videos where you can watch her do stuff with anime figures. She recently did a 1 hour long video of her sorting through her anime figure collection and deciding which stuff can stay, which stuff can go. And it is one of the greatest videos on YouTube, to be honest. It's just so chill. It's just so, makes you feel warm. It's great. I watched it like twice. It's ridiculous. It only came out like the other day. But I love videos like that. And then she does like hauls and stuff. Yeah, big fan of hers. Definitely check her out. And I can't remember the channel's name. I'm gonna put his channel in the description. He doesn't make videos very often, but he is a very, very good model kit maker. I was going to recommend him when I did that terrible Unit 0 model kit video. I was going to say, here, if you want to watch someone make a model and have it be really good, this is your guy. He's a very talented man who I wish I could remember the name of. He's very entertaining, and he's done a series building this huge, beautiful Rei model. It's absolutely gorgeous. He doesn't upload too frequently, but when he does, it's always a must-watch for me. He's great. So, check him out in the description as well. So sorry, I can't remember your fucking name. It's actually embarrassing. I should probably just check. I'm not going to check. I'm just going to link it in the description. But, yeah. So, I guess the next video will either be on the Asuka prize figure that I've got coming, the Ray Nendoroid, or the Unit 0 real grade model kit. I don't think I've got anything else coming, but this collection is ever expanding. And if you want anything, if you want me to go more in depth on anything in this video, any of these series, any of the models or the books or games, anything, let me know in the comments and I'll do it, because when you're a small channel about a very niche topic, if someone requests something, you kind of have to do it. Because, you know, I don't want to upset the shareholders. You guys are the shareholders there. I've just knocked everything over. Hang on. It all comes tumbling down. That's what they say. I don't know who they are in this instance. I'm just chatting shit. It's time to leave. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a like, subscribe, whatever. I was going to say this is sort of a chill video, but I speak so fast and with such pace that I don't think you could ever be chilled out listening to me. If you liked it, let me know. If you hated it, let me know, but be nice. I'm human. I feel like most Ava fans are quite nice. Apart from the freaks. But you know who you are. Anyway, see you in the next time. Oh my fucking god, what the fuck does that mean? No, I'm going to stick with that. I will see you in the next time. Fucking hell. But Asuka, Tiffany Taylor's Asuka, it's fantastic. Tiffany Taylor?